Wait a second. Before all the monarchists go into my comments and start typing the lyrics to God Save the King, I would like to make a confession. You have been clickbaited. No, this will not be a video blasting the monarchy, but instead a video talking about Canada's monarchy and how it works in Canada and stuff like that. This is King Charles III. He is widely known as the King of the United Kingdom. But what if I also told you he was the King of New Zealand, King of Australia, King of the Bahamas, Grenada, and many other countries, which yes, includes Canada. King Charles, in the eyes of the Canadian Constitution, is the King of Canada just as he is the King of UK. Each of these monarchies is legally and politically distinct, and the only relation they have to each other is that they all have the same guy at the top. However, in Canada, our system realizes that realistically, the king doesn't live in Canada and barely ever comes to visit, and in most ways is unconcerned with Canadian affairs. As such, the king appoints a Canadian Governor-General to do the king's duties in Canada for him, including the swearing in of the Prime Minister and Cabinet, approving all laws, and various ceremonial duties. But this isn't even fully true, as the Prime Minister is the one who actually appoints the Governor-General and submits the name to the monarch for approval. So, if I haven't made myself fully clear, the king's role in our political system is largely a ceremonial one. Especially after the passing of the popular Queen Elizabeth II, there have been multiple calls to abolish the monarchy from members of the NDP, Bloc Québécois, some liberals, and a small number of conservatives. They argue for replacing the monarchy in favor of passing on the duties of head of state to another political figure, like the Chief Justice, changing the office of Governor-General into a president, whether elected or unelected, or something along those lines. The argument against the monarchy is that Canada shouldn't be subject, even ceremonial, to the rule of a monarch who runs 15 other countries ceremonially and lives in Britain. They argue that Canada is an independent nation which deserves to have a Canadian head of state. Going further, many on the left link the monarchy to British colonialism and its history around the world and in Canada, especially in terms of our Indigenous peoples. The Bloc has echoed similar sentiments, calling the monarchy racist, humiliating, and has criticized the fact that Charles lives in Britain. As a party that talks about secularism a lot, they also bring up the fact that the British monarch serves as Supreme Governor of the Church of England. So it likely goes without saying that they wouldn't give Charles the title of King of Quebec if they became independent. Despite everything I've said above, there are many solid arguments for keeping the monarchy. One is the idea of keeping traditions intact. A more conservative argument is that the monarchy is a lasting remnant of Canada's past, and removing it would be kissing Canadian tradition away. This is very much part of the debate in North America altogether about whether we should have statues and monuments to past leaders and citizens who did things that deserve recognition, but also did racist and other harmful things. Back on topic, however, having a Governor-General and a monarch keeps us with an impartial head of state that doesn't become politicized, whereas any other system could result in partisanship and the head of state actually doing things like vetoing laws. As such, keeping a monarch keeps things the way they are and prevents massive structural and political upheaval. But here's the thing, how realistic is it to abolish the monarchy? In all honesty, it's basically impossible. This is because Canada's constitution is weird in the sense that in many ways it entrenches some elements of Canada's system while making others much easier to amend. For instance, making the Senate elected would take 7 out of the 10 provinces to agree, along with the House of Commons and the Senate, whereas abolishing the monarchy would take all 10 provinces to agree and the federal government. So even if the federal government and every nation except for the tiny island of PEI that only represents half a percentage of our nation's total population approved of that amendment, that 0.5% of the population could keep the monarchy in place. As such, the monarchy is basically here to stay unless all 10 provinces and the federal government can agree to get rid of it. What do you think of the monarchy? Should Canada keep it as part of our system? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing as it helps me out a lot. But apart from that, have a good rest of your day and see you.